What up, everybody? This is Stuart Knight, author of the books Marginalizing White Supremacy, Poetic Visions, A Steep Mister for a Sister, and A Spirit the World Has Forgotten. Available at, and I've been forgetting this, Amazon.com, Lulu.com, Barnes & Noble, and iBooks. And today, I kind of want to speak on the principle of substance for the masculine man. You see, masculinity and femininity have natural principles about them that are supposed to translate into how you are as either a masculine man or a feminine woman. Now, I'm not really speaking on women today. I'm going to speak to the men. And to be a masculine man. Now, some people say that there's various forms of masculinity, and there are, you have, the brash and outgoing so-called alpha, if you will. You have the reserved and the cordial, amenable, so-called beta. And then you also have the sigma, in a sense. I don't know if it would be a sigma, though, but you have the man who's more refined, more cultured, kind of like how Kevin Samuels was. They were saying he was, same gender loving in today's language. But, he showed the example of the man who was more refined and cultured, kind of man who would be from the priestly class of ancient times. That's another form of masculinity. The kind of man who excels at being an interior decorator or a chef. But the primary thing that all of these three types should have as a masculine man is substance. To be about something, to be for something, and to be about it if you have to be. Now, regardless of which, spectrum of masculinity you represent, you can still have substance. You can be a person, be a man of character. If you treat everybody the same way, if you're kind and mannerable to people, regardless of their station in life, if you're easy to talk to, you might not have, the masterpiece mouthpiece, as Sinful to P would say, but you can be able to communicate with others in a fashion to where you can get across what you really want to say, in a fashion where people can understand it and don't really feel offended. And even if they feel offended, so what? At least be about the truth. Have a good, solid character as a person. The next thing, as a masculine man, I should say, the next thing is integrity. To be integritous. That there are some things that you will do and there's some things that you won't do. That you are a man of truth and honesty and forthrightness, and that what you will do in the light, you will also do in the dark. You are the same individual across the board, no matter the situation, no matter the environment. That ties into a man being consistent, being about your word. When you say you're going to do something, you do it in a timely fashion. When you make a commitment, you keep that commitment in a timely fashion, whether it be for work or learning, or even if it's just, you telling your lady, you're going to do something, make sure that you're always consistent. You always stay the same type of individual over a long periods of time. Substance. Instead of, sitting up and whining, and complaining about issues that you might see happening in the world that, just don't agree with you, find out the, base material of what that issue might be. Go ahead and dive in and see why that issue might be as it is, so therefore you can gain an understanding of what those issues are and not just sit there and just constantly complain and complain and complain without trying to really reach in and find out what it is about it that really is, irking your nerves in a sense. And in that way, you keep temperance. Temperance. Now, this is a main thing that a masculine man needs to grab a hold of, is control of his emotions, all of them. Yes, it's good to have laughter. Yes, it's good to be joyous. It's okay sometimes if you get angry, but you make sure that you have the temperance, a level head, so that way you keep yourself out of situations that you could have solved, bad situations, I should say, that you could have solved with a few simple mere words, or just leaving the situation as a whole. Keep control of yourself as an individual so as to not escalate or make situations worse than what they would have had to be, if you can say, nah, it ain't even worth it. It ain't even worth dealing with. Or look, there's something, there's a problem going on here. We got to get this kind of understanding. And in that way, we can mutually work together and just do our things, and go on about our business. Temperance. No need to be flying off the handle, because, one thing about women, they'll take advantage of your temperance in a minute for their own pure enjoyment. And also substance. If you look at it in a natural sense, the man, he is supposed to bring substance. He's supposed to bring things to the feminine principle for that feminine principle to multiply. Whether it be your sperm, in a sense, give it, you give that to a lady that you feel is worthy of it. And if you're doing it raw and all that, hopefully, she'll multiply you again with a child. But above and beyond that, when you're in your workplace, you do the best you can to gain the most substantial amount of knowledge that you can about whatever topic or subject you are good at, and you bring your best to it. Substance, being about something. A masculine man is supposed to work at that, for real. Regardless, like I said, of what spectrum you are on, whether you're the rough and tumble tough guy, whether you're the, amenable, non-drama kind of guy who likes to get along with everybody, or whether you be the finesse man, the lover, or the man, who might seem a little bit dainty, but will definitely get down with it, reserved, refined kind of man. You got to have that kind of substance about you. That's something that men can work on. And that's something that really lacks in today's times, because everybody is just so wrapped up in their emotions and in their feelings that they don't take the time to think whether or not, this appearance that they're giving is truly a representation of who they are as a person. Is it a representation of their character? So let's work on that, men. If you're going to be a masculine man, you got to be able to bring the substance in whatever you choose to do, whatever, spectrum things that you choose to like. Be the best about it and stand on it. Stand on it as a man. Once again, it's Stuart Knight, author of the books Marginalizing White Supremacy, Poetic Visions, A Steep Mister for a Sister, and of course, The Spirit the World Has Forgotten, available at Amazon.com, Lulu.com, Barnes & Noble, and iBooks. Remember, substance, being a substantive man. Peace.